Hey everybody, welcome and thank you for tuning in to The Skeptic and the Psychic with Shay Carroll and Psychic Gen B. Come join us every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific.
Expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to The Skeptic and the Psychic with Shay Carroll and Psychic Gen B. If you're listening to this now, you are listening to it recorded. Why? Because the freaking Patriots are in the Super Bowl yet again. So, enjoy this. This is either bloopers or the best of. You decide. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go. The pre-recorded show of The Skeptic and the Psychic. On this first clip I picked, it is one of the funniest moments that we've done out of all the episodes, probably combined. We decided to do a test show to get the link up and live and easy to find, and it did not go according to plan. For number one, it was only supposed to be a 5-minute show, and it went 40-something minutes. And number two, you will hear what happened. So here's the first few minutes of that test show. Hey everybody, welcome to, what the hell, welcome to The Skeptic and the Psychic. I'm laughing because Jen's muted because this is what she sounds like right now. Here we go, ready? This is why it's muted. Oh my God. Hi, Jen. How are you? You're live. I unmuted you.
Shay yelled at me and called me Jennifer.
With my mom voice, too. I'm like, Jennifer, stop it. Welcome to the show, people.
Don't want to let you go, man. Jennifer, you're distracting.
I'm trying to set up a thing, and Spreaker hates me, and you're like messaging like 500 words per minute.
Benji did it too, Mom.
Well, when I looked, it was you.
And then she dropped her phone.
I caught it, but yeah, I did drop it. I'm like, and if I had dropped it and it was just because of you, I would not have been happy. Good thing. This is what the show's going to be. You know that,
right? Exactly. So welcome to the giggles and the hee-hees.
Oh, we might talk about paranormal for like 5 minutes.
Oh my God, and then laugh the rest of the hour. Oh my God. Oh my God, so this is our test show, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to be live on what day?
We said you were smoking. I thought you meant a cigarette.
Hey, just because I live in California doesn't mean I partake.
The last I knew, we were going to be airing Sunday, starting October 7th. unless we get fired.
Well, can you fire? I mean, can you fire yourself technically?
I guess I could.
I mean, if you got mad at yourself, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got grounded right before we went live. No, you can't have a cigarette for 5 minutes. Awesome. I'm going.
Benji.
Yeah.
Benji's
I'm
fault.
going live.
Benji's
No problem. I don't smoke in the house, Mr. Benji.
Oh man, so welcome to Paranormal Buzz Radio.
You gotta emphasize the buzz, I think. Man.
Buzz.
What a crew.
Radio. Welcome. Yeah, we're something else.
Yeah.
Between Brittany and Benji and you and myself, this network is we're just gonna laugh all the frigging time.
I thought you were going to say going to hell.
In a handbasket, and I'm driving.
Yeah. This next clip is from episode 13 with psychic Jen B and guest co-host Benji, who filled in for me last minute, had no idea what the show was about. And we had a very special guest. Her name was Jacqueline Young. And these two did an amazing job, and it was an amazing guest, so that's why it's one of my picks.
You know, Benji is not much for social media, and Shay and I love the social media. And Shay and I have been reaching out on social media, asking people to share their paranormal stories with us, because, you know, she's a paranormal investigator, and I love Scooby-Doo, so I'm always fascinated with paranormal stories. And we actually had somebody share some super interesting stuff with us, and I told Shay, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited, we have our first victim. And then she got sick.
Oh man.
So our guest's name is Jackie Young, and Jackie has been experiencing paranormal events since she was about 3 years old. So Jackie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. I contacted you guys and I'm like, please let me on the show, please. So thank you for having me.
We're super excited. When I read, I asked her, please, tell us a little information and your story about you and what happened with, was it your, I just swear to God, I just read it twice today and I've already forgotten what grade it was in, but the story with you and your teacher.
Yeah.
I was just whoa.
Oh my God. Yeah. So I was in kindergarten, and like I said, I had kind of always experienced things, but I didn't know at that age kind of what it was, like spirits and stuff. And I just walked up to my kindergarten teacher and I said, you know, I just wanted to let you know that your dad is still with you and you're still his little bumblebee. And she said, what? And I said, and she said, I said, you're Bumblebee. And she said, how did my daddy die? What did he tell you? I said, he died, his throat and tummy hurt. He had esophageal cancer. Like, I couldn't say esophageal at the time.
Right.
And I had no idea what that was. And she just, went white. And she called my mom. And she said, I think your daughter does have a gift, but I wouldn't, go telling the principal about it. And she just started crying and she hugged me and I said, and I guess Bumblebee was his nickname for her, but she didn't mention to the class that he had passed away. I just knew because he was coming to me and I would see him behind her, at the desk. So that was kind of the first real experience I had with seeing a full body, apparition, if you want to say, or ghost.
Wow.
So yeah, I was like, okay. And my mom always believed me, which was really nice because, I think she's seen things here and there, but not to the extent that I have. So I always felt supported. I don't feel judged when I talk to my mom about it. So.
Well,
yeah, that was the first
good that
experience.
That's amazing.
And she's super Catholic too, so she's like, you think it could go either way, but she's really into it. So
I love that story. I mean, I can't even imagine. Can you still remember your teacher, the look on her face when you told her?
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, I guess it was real. And she just gave me a huge hug, and she was like, "How did you know that?" I said, "Oh, because I can see him." And she pulled me aside and asked what he looked, but it was just this. I was just talking as if he was really just standing there. So then my mom kind of knew, like, oh, okay, she said that when I was a baby, though, like in my crib, I would be laughing, like up at the ceiling and like smiling, and like just when nothing was there, she would like come in and be like, "What are you doing?" So that's kind of been.
Well, so Benji.
Yes.
I just want to take this quick opportunity to point out that Jackie's from Mass, and I can understand her a lot better than I can understand her.
I didn't grow up in Mass. I moved here like 6 years ago to be with my now husband. So I'm from Pittsburgh originally.
Oh, okay.
That's why I don't have a wicked accent. I don't have a wicked accent. My husband does. He says
That
soda and I say
a
pop.
lot.
What? You say pop? He says what?
I say pop. Like if I'm drinking like a Diet Coke, I'm like, "Oh, can you give me a pop?" And he's like, "It's soda." He's trying to change me into I think, is it called a masshole? I think that's
That's what
I got the driving part down pat though. I'm a masshole driver. Okay.
You got the driving down pat.
That is great. I want to note that Matt, one of the co-founders of this network, happened to mention that Shay's voice dropped.
Because he was saying that Shay's starting to sound a lot like Benji.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's in Iowa accents and like that? Like what you just said?
Yeah, pretty much anything that I talk in is pretty much an Iowa accent, unless I'm making up an accent.
Okay.
I guess they don't have accents there.
Not really. See, we don't think we have an accent. Now, you get a little bit further north, just across the border, 15 miles north of me here in Minnesota, they all of a sudden are starting to talk with like but and a boot and all that. They start sounding semi-Canadian up there.
Canadian, yeah.
But no, in my part of Iowa, we sound completely normal. And then in the southern part of Iowa, you start sounding like you're from Missouri. So
that's funny.
I was like, so you shared all these photos with us from different ages, and there's always, and you know what? I got to send it to Benji right now. Benji, did I send it to you already? I think I sent it to Benji since he was going to be helping me out.
Oh, I'll bet you did.
I did because Benji and Shay both hate the word orb, but I don't know.
I do kind of too though, because I do think it's sometimes like dust.
Yes.
I do think, but I don't know. Like these were in my school photos as well, though. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say you sent us 4 photos and have a white streaking light through them.
Do they look like orbs to you?
Those to me are not orbs. I would call those more of a light anomaly than an orb. Now, some people use the same term for both, but that to me is more legitimate than an orb. Floating around, orbs, pulsating, that type of thing, I don't really go for. Could be a bug, could be dust. Any kind of allergens in the air. But this is actually like screwing with the pictures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's with different cameras in different locations, different time periods, like as you can tell.
You're different ages for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it would happen in my school photos too. It got to a point where my mom's like, "Don't worry about it. This always happens. Don't bother retouching it." Wow. So this is like, So we don't know what that is.
I'm wondering if this kind of falls into the realm of aura photography.
I don't know about that. So
interesting.
What's aura photography?
Aura photography is when a regular camera catches or this is one version of it. There's multiple different theories behind it, but one version is where a camera will catch some form of light, usually surrounding or impeding on the picture of a person who has a very strong aura. Sometimes a color will come into play with it, but most of the time it's just a white blur.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if this kind of falls into that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never even heard about that, actually. I just kind of saw them in my photos.
There's newer ways now how they take aura pictures or aura readings. There's computer programs that they use now, and where you'll put your hand on some sort of magnetic device that reads it. But how it started was it was some sort of special camera, and it would take a picture. You would see all these colors around you, and it would take a it was considered an aura picture. But hers, I wouldn't say it was an aura picture because it's not glowing around her, Benji. It's like a tube or a ball or a cylinder or whatever, it's an anomaly. So this would happen even like when you're standing in line to take your class pictures.
Yeah,
wow.
Like your standard, I don't know, in different states, but Olin Mills or whatever. Like my sibling, so I have two older sisters and a younger brother, and my siblings and I are pretty close in age, so we were in the same school for a couple years, and their photos were fine, and then it was like mine were always just like that. I would get mad because it sometimes be over my face. I'm like, is it because I'm just really pale? But no, it just always happened, and my mom was like, "Oh, it's your guardian angel," like the Catholic. God bless her. I love her so much. But yeah, so we just kind of chalked it up to that's what it is, and we got a few normal ones some years, but yeah, so we didn't know what to make of it. And it's kind of just been something that's been consistent throughout my life, whether it's been seeing things or feeling things, like a sense of knowing, like,
right.
Not that I would say that I had experienced, I don't want to go off topic and talk about like past lives, but I know when I was a child, I always felt like, oh, I feel like I've been here before. Like I just kind of had this sense of knowing.
Vu.
Yeah, exactly. And I couldn't explain it.
No, you're describing my childhood.
Yeah?
Like
that's so interesting.
Well, before I even called you, my guides were here telling me she has the gift, she has the gift, she has the gift. And I was like, I was wondering when you guys were coming and talking to me about this. But no, I know exactly, like, you're on the playground or you're at the store with your mom, right. And then all of a sudden you're like, why? It feels like I remember this.
Exactly.
And, the only thing I can say is it's almost like you dreamt it before it happened, but you didn't remember you dreamt it until it happened, and then you're like...
Yeah, you're living in it then, and you're like, I kind of know how this is not going to play out, but it feels comfortable. It feels like you know what to expect.
This next clip I picked for Jen because we are doing one of her favorite things, and that is talking about paranormal investigating, or aka ghost hunting, as she calls it. We are discussing one of the investigations that myself, my sister, and Carrie had gone on, and here you go.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. So, original air date, October 14th, 2018. How is everybody doing this lovely Sunday night? All right, so let's just dive in because it's October. I want to hear some Halloween scary stuff. All right, get off your phone. You went paranormal investigating.
In the chat, though.
And I'm gonna call it ghost hunting since you're not looking at me. You went ghost hunting, and and where did you go?
All right, so yesterday was our follow-up visit to Westboro State Asylum. Originally, it was Westboro Insane Asylum, and then it went to Westboro State Hospital. So I call it Westboro state asylum. They kind of merged the two.
I like it. Shipping's good stuff.
Yeah, it just kind of covers everything. As of November 1st, most of the buildings are already torn down. As of November 1st, they're going to finish tearing down the building. So 2 weeks ago, we went, and then yesterday we went back to do the follow-up, and I forget where it's going. 10 or 15 buildings left. It was established in, I have a couple notes here. A real podcast host would have copied everything my sister worked so hard on researching.
Notes.
But, me, I wrote down what I could remember. So it was established in 1884. The last 6 patients were removed in April of 2010.
Wow.
So it's been sitting, empty since then.
Well, that's only 8 years.
Yeah. They've been really unkept. They're tearing them down, and they're going to make a 55-plus retirement home condo type deal.
Oh, and do you think that's going to work out well?
I don't know the area.
Well, I just mean from you being there, from you feeling the vibe, you went back once and decided to go back twice. I mean, what's the activity like?
This is where you and I differ. I think there's paranormal activity all around us, and it's just choose to feel it, see it, acknowledge it.
But you don't think that there's, agreed. We have spirits all around us. I feel them everywhere I go. And like I said, they move in and out through my house here. So you obviously felt a vibe there enough to want to return. So what happened your first trip or visit there?
I have to correct you again.
To make what you said, really?
Nothing happened that we always try to do locations more than once. Something happens or it doesn't. We try to go back.
Really? Okay.
We don't have time. This place is going to be gone come November 1st. So, couple days.
My morbid curiosity, I have to ask you. I'm going to interrupt you last time, I swear. My morbid curiosity.
Don't swear because you're lying, but okay.
Okay. Did you pick something up and bring it home? Do you have a haunted souvenir?
All right. Well, let's start with the first one. I'm not even. I plead the fifth. That's where this conversation's going. Let me tell you, this is the craziest and honest experience of my life. And if somebody would stop interrupting, I
don't know who that is.
So, a couple days before we went back yesterday, I started going over audio and stuff. But let's face it, I'm super busy. And I was sick. Kate was sick. I've had no time in the past couple weeks. So I barely got through this hour thing, and we got a male voice saying hello. There was only 3 girls there. So that's
nice.
Pretty cool.
Yes.
So, but I haven't got to do anything else.
Just the audio on one recorder.
Yeah. So then we go back yesterday, and it was a normal investigation, nothing out of the ordinary. I had a bad feeling in one room, which that's kind of unordinary because I'm not ever, I have this feeling. That's not me, but I did. A couple hours later, we realized we picked up something on thermal. We actually have, I'm not even getting to the good stuff yet, but Nicole actually caught, I don't know, some people call it entity, apparition, whatever you want to call it. Something shouldn't have been there, and it was there. And let me tell you, it's too skinny to be any one of us 3.
It was where again?
It was in a hallway.
No, right. I just wanted you to say there. It was there.
Yeah. I know.
There. Okay, go ahead. It was in a hallway, so you caught an apparition in a hallway. Now,
on a thermal, you know what thermal is?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right.
Can you tell us what building you were in? I mean, is that okay? I don't know if you want to. When you caught the apparition,
we were in the it's not the hospital, but it was where most of It was either the movie theater. It was one out of 3 buildings. I actually don't remember which one. There's, like you said, there's 10 or 15 buildings, and I remember in my head, but I don't know the title of it. We have somebody that's supposed to be sending us blueprints to name all these.
Oh, okay, good.
But I don't remember which actual building the name was. So that was nothing, and we went back to where we got the EVP.
Okay.
Did all that, and
she's all that was nothing on the thermal.
No. And for us, if anybody knows or follows me or our page, if we claim something in a picture, like you said, we have like maybe 5 pictures out of the past 4 years. So that is a big deal, but nothing compares to what happened after. So, my phone keeps shutting off. I'm trying to follow chat. If I miss anything, Jen, just let me know.
No, you know what? I think everyone's listening to your story, so we're good. Keep talking.
Because I don't usually do this. I don't usually go on air, especially before I release footage, or I should say we. We don't usually talk about stuff before we release footage or EVPs. So...
But it's exciting, and I love ghost stories.
I don't know if it's exciting. I don't know what to make of this, and this is why I asked Nick and Sue to be here, because I want their opinion.
Okay.
To be honest. So we leave the investigation. It's not even 2 hours back to my house. We're almost back to my house. And all of a sudden, from my equipment bag, you hear this beeping. And I'm like... That's a ghost meter. If anybody knows what a ghost meter is, before you roll your eyes, because a lot of people roll their eyes at a ghost meter, I love ghost meters. You know why? I've been doing this almost 4 years. It's only gone off twice.
Is the clear one that has kind of the orange semicircle on the top?
Yes.
Okay, I got one.
It's only gone off twice for me, ever. And I bring it to every investigation. So you're talking hundreds of investigations. It's gone off twice. And every time it's gone off, we've had backup of millimeters, K2, other stuff happening. So I actually really like it. So people can roll their eyes, but this is why I like it. Hey, Erin, thank you. So it's going off. So at first, for the quick second, I'm like, okay, something hit it, and it's beeping. But it won't stop. I've never heard it. It's like... and it won't stop. So I'm like, okay. So I start climbing in the back seat to grab it.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, you don't want to listen to that.
So I go in the back, I'm hanging over the seat to grab the equipment bag. All of a sudden, the back windshield's going on and off. The seatbelt light, which I don't wear my seatbelt, so it shouldn't have been going off, starts going off. So I'm like,
what do you mean the back windshield's going on and off? Like up and down?
Wiper. The wiper.
Oh, really?
She's like, this is off, and she's pointing. She's like, this is off. Why is that?
She is Nicole, her sister.
Thump, 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 and the thing's still going nuts. So I grab the equipment bag, and I take out the ghost meter. You ready for this?
Ready.
And I put it on my lap. The fucking thing is off.
It wasn't even turned on, and it was going anyway.
So I turned it on, and it still goes off. And I'm like, thinking, I'm crazy.
So, okay, I'm going to debunk real quick. When is the last time you changed the battery?
Not even 3 uses ago. And for that type, that's not bad.
Yeah, the 9 volt. It takes a 9 volt. Yeah. So they last a long time.
But I've never, even the 2 other times I've ever heard this thing go off, it's never full throttle it won't stop. It's constant. It will not stop. So
And simultaneously, we got the windshield wiper.
Yeah.
And what else?
The beeping from the seatbelt.
From the seatbelt.
So I grabbed the K2. Turn it on. That thing, all the lights are on. Won't shut off. Not even blinking. They're all solid. So I'm also recording now. Now we're in my driveway. Yes. I'm recording all that.
In AVP or video?
Right now, video.
Okay.
We try with the car on. We try with the car off. We try with the, making sure it's got Wi-Fi. Mind you, this thing in 4 years has only gone off 2 other times, and it's only been like, nothing like this. It won't stop.
Whoa. Did you take the battery out?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
Next best thing, we start doing an EVP session.
Sweet.
Yeah, even Sue's saying, well, Sue, do you know what the ghost meter is? You'll hear this in 30 seconds, so I'll try to watch. It doesn't, this is why I like this piece of equipment. It does not go off. It's not a sense. K2s go off if you move it too fast. This ghost meter thing, it doesn't do that. So this is still going crazy. It doesn't stop. So I'm like, okay, let's do EVP. So we start the EVP and we do it for like however long. And we start listening back. And within the first 10, maybe 15 minutes of this thing, we get at least 3 clear fucks.
Class A fucks.
I don't know if I don't class them.
Okay.
Yeah, very clear. And a lot of other whispers. And again, I haven't gone through it. I haven't analyzed it. But if it's enough, I record it on my phone.
Oh my God, send it to me. I will listen to it for you. I'm so freaking excited.
I recorded it on my phone, not even on the recorder, not even on. It was just my phone. I'm like, here, let's do this.
Well, then you can send it to me in our messenger chat, and I can listen to it. I'm so excited.
But, so, yeah, 3 fucks. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But, yeah, so at least an hour, this thing, shut it off, shut the car off, and it was random. It would go off, then it wouldn't go off, would go off, and the K2, but most of it, well, not most of it, we were taking video on and off. We have enough on video to prove that what we're saying.
Right.
I don't know why, though.
You don't know you don't know why it was happening? Is that what you're saying? You don't know why too?
Yeah, I can't prove why. I can't.
I hear you proving it. Shay, this is why we call her the skeptic. She has proof, and she's sitting here saying, "I don't know why though." It's because there was a ghost in your car.
Yeah, but I can't prove it. You know, and I made it clear before I got out of the car, and so didn't she. I keep saying she and Nicole, but you need to go back where you came from. If you followed it. But again, 4 years of this, that thing, in every investigation, I can't stress that. I use that thing. It's only gone off twice.
Wow.
And once was at my old place.
Wow.
So, I can't wait to go over the rest of the stuff. Again, I got home and...
Right. That was just after the first visit, correct?
No, that's the second one. I haven't even finished going over the first stuff.
Oh my gosh! But
this
nothing.
Was at 1-2 o'clock in the morning today.
Oh, that's so cool. That is really cool.
But
I mean, that's a great experience. Really?
Yes, when it worked. I think it was having Wi-Fi issues. But then the other girl that was with us, Carrie from Spirit Trackers, also in New Hampshire, messaged us and was like, my GPS kept messing up, and my recorder that was in the trunk started playing over the Bluetooth, and I don't know what's going on. And
what?
So
started playing over her Bluetooth in her car?
Yeah.
Her EVP recorder started playing over the Bluetooth in her car.
Yep.
That is like not even I wish Benji was here. That is not even, I mean, is this some fancy EVP recorder, some fancy, like...
No, it doesn't have to be fancy. Anything that...
but no, that would... I mean,
it can be done, but it shouldn't be without...
You have to push buttons and tell it to do it. Wow. So not only was it affecting you, it was her. And she was in a different car.
Sue's asking if before we left the property, if we said it had to stay, and we were talking about that, and I think actually we forgot for once.
Oh, wow.
We're actually really good about that, but I think we actually forgot to say you can't come with us, which is why we made a big deal after all this stuff in my driveway. I'm like, we'll never make that mistake again, hopefully.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I didn't feel anything around you. I mean, that doesn't mean...
No, it doesn't feel anything
not
now.
With you, but I was going to say, I mean, do you feel like when you asked it to leave, when you did finally say, hey...
I don't know what's crazier, just the ghost meter going off alone, or the windshield wiper starting, and she's like pointing. She's like, look, it's off. I don't know what to do. And we shut the car off, and it would still go off. And
really,
I'm like, but when I ever pulled that out and it's going off, and I'm like, Nicole, it's off. This fucking thing isn't even on. And I hit the button and it turns on.
And you recorded it? You recorded that it was off? Did you get that on? Oh, man.
No, I did not.
Well, I believe you. You're not one to stretch the truth. You're not.
No, if anything, I play it down.
Yeah, you're not one to stretch the truth, so I believe that 100%. Yeah. And that then you said Carrie is her name, the other lady who investigated with you. That is, so she, oh my God, I can't even imagine driving along and then my freaking Bluetooth starts blaring my investigation. I would have pulled over and got out of the car, giggled, got all excited, and then got back in the car.
The fact that she's saying, my GPS just like stopped working and rerouted me and stuff. And this that's GPS and Wi-Fi and stuff. But my sister Nicole, who has a brand new car, brand new,
smells real good.
Yeah, her GPS wouldn't register.
So did she tell you this before? Who said to who first? Did she contact you first?
No, we said, hey, we had some really fucked up stuff happen or whatever, but we didn't go into detail. And then she started saying, well, my recorder started playing and the GPS, and I'm like, whoa. Here are some highlights from episode 8 that we did on cryptids. And we each picked one cryptid to discuss and give our opinions on. And then we gave our opinions on the other person's. And actually, it was quite fun. And Jen had an awesome idea by doing this. Enjoy.
I decided to do the Loch Ness Monster. But as I researched old Nessie, I found out she is not alone. There is Champ or Champy in Lake Champlain here it's kind of in the States-Canadian border. And then there's the Ogopogo, which is in the Okanagan Valley in British Columbia. And let me turn my pages. There's Morag from Loch Mora in Scotland as well.
Wow.
She's got cousins.
Wow.
So Nessie pretty much hit the fame in 1933 when a picture of her was she became sort of famous in 1933, but the picture was published in a Scotland newspaper called the Daily Mail on April 21st, 1934. However, Nessie's story goes all the way back to 565 AD. She was actually recorded as a Catholic legend, and not as in a fake legend, but as in his name was Saint Columba, and he was, I have it written here somewhere. It wasn't a monastery. He's like traveling around to an abbey that was near the Scottish Highlands where Nessie was discovered. So the Loch Ness, Loch being lake. And he and his fellow travelers had heard stories about this monster. They came across a man that had been wounded, and they were asking what happened. And the men that were with him were claiming that he had been attacked by this monster in the lake. And so, I mean, this is all documented in books in this Catholic library. And so Saint Columba was staying with companions when he encountered locals burying a man by River Ness. When Saint Columba inquired, the locals explained that the man had been attacked by a water beast. Questioning the authenticity, I can almost say that word, of this story, Saint Columba sent one of his followers, I wrote in cursive, one of his followers to swim across the loch. The monster approached the man, so Columba made the sign of the cross and instructed the monster to leave the man alone. The monster stopped as if someone had pulled back on it by reins or something, like it was a horse, and then it turned around and fled. Now, this was a little disappointing to me because it kind of sounds like St. Columba was trying to toot his own horn, making himself sound like he was all powerful and was able to control monsters. So I found that a little disappointing. I mean, it wasn't quite as cool as when Scooby and Shaggy figured out that, Nessie was just a robot. But, so, I mean,
Scooby snacks help.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Now, I have to interrupt you because as soon as you started talking, my skeptic itch started. You do know that famous picture that you spoke of?
Yes, in 1934.
Was faked.
Well, that's hearsay that it was faked.
Well, it's hearsay from the guy who took the picture because he said it was faked.
But that's what really brought it to attention.
Yeah.
But
all right, we'll say it was allegedly faked. How about that?
Yes, it was allegedly. It's allegedly real and it's allegedly false. How's that? We could compromise. See, we're in a relationship. We just compromised.
Well, see, that proves we're not in a relationship because there's no compromising in my relationships, which is why I'm single.
Shay's way or the highway. Well, but the Morag from Loch Mora.
Yeah.
Did you like that? I said Loch. I threw in a little accent, Loch Mora. And there's been reported sightings of her or him that date back to 1887.
Wow.
And in 1981, there were 34 incidents with 16 of the sightings involving multiple witnesses. Two men, McDonald and Simpson, claimed to have accidentally run into Morag with their boat. McDonald said he fought off the monster with his oar, while Simpson opened fire with a rifle. Of course, the one named Simpson had the gun. The beast was described as being 25 to 30 feet long, with a rough-looking skin and a dorsal fin, which has been pretty common. All of the sightings tend to say there's a dorsal fin, with 3 humps, and its head was said to be a foot wide. Now, I don't know how much they were drinking. They are Scottish and they were fishing, so I'm guessing alcohol was involved. Not trying to label them, but
I'm insulted. We're so PC on this network, damn it.
Things of an old water dinosaur is basically what she's saying in layman's talk. And hi, Jan, because I'm sure you're with Dell. I mean, that's it. What do you think?
I think it's possible.
Everything's a possibility. Interesting.
I think
theory.
If I had to pick, like if you held a gun to my head and picked if these monsters were all real,
mm-hmm.
or I might have to go with her theory.
It's a great theory.
I'm like 50-50. I don't know. It is. It's a really great theory, and I don't think I've ever heard it before. And I obviously wouldn't have thought of it.
Well, Ailita, we like the way you think.
We do. That's why she was on Friday, and she's coming back in a couple weeks.
On Shay's Paranormal Chat. So anyone who doesn't listen to it, please listen to it. So let me finish up about my water monster, so we can hear about what you found about Bigfoot. So Lake Champlain and here we go again with this Okanagan Valley, which are the Okanagan Valley is in British Columbia, and Lake Champlain is it's by like Vermont, New York area, and along the Canadian border near. Excuse me, I burped Quebec. So those, of course, are over here in North America. So in 1977 is when Champ kind of got her. Everybody kind of was paying attention to reports of this, and she was described as having humps as well, and so has Nessie. So has Morag. They've all been described with having these humps about them. So in 1977, Sandy Mancy was with a family. She was with her family out at a picnic when they saw it, and she got a picture, and so that picture's online. And then Ogopogo was first sighted in 1946. In 1946, Ogopogo was described as being 50 feet long, and Champ was described as being 20 feet long. Now, what I didn't look up was how close those two lakes are, because Loch Ness and Loch Mora aren't too far apart. So there has to be some sort of, because I'm a geologist, there has to be. I'm thinking it's possible that there's some sort of underground waterways that are connecting. I mean, it makes sense, right, for these lakes to pop up, that they're attached to some sort of underground waterway towards, where water comes from. Not a geologist.
You're quite a geologist.
Not a cryptozoologist. I can't even say the damn word.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. But I mean, to have again the St. Columba's story sounds a little what's the word I'm looking for? Embellished?
Fishy.
Fishy. But it's a Scottish abbot telling the story, being documented by Odomanon or something like that back in the 6th century. I mean, that's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that far back. All right. So my last bit of. Go ahead. What were you say?
I was coughing. Sorry. I don't know. Crazy, not crazy. I mean, back then they didn't know as much as we know now. So,
I mean, I think it's possible all stories are a tad bit embellished for effect. Anyway, so I didn't find any of the recent sighting information for 2018, but for 2017, there was a record year for Loch Ness monster sightings. So Old Nessie is logged with 8 sightings for seeing a fin in the water. A woman on her honeymoon spotted her moving in the water on October 2017. A group of friends spotted, air quotes, something huge arch out of the water in August 2017. And then there were 3 sightings in June, and that's normally when B squared comes on, so that's what that alarm was for. 3 sightings in June. Hey, I am committed to my fellow podcasters. 3 sightings in June, 1 in May, and 1 in April. So, and that's just what they logged. That's, like the ones that seem the most authentic. So, I don't know. Do you think Nessie and Morag are possibly the same? Traveling underground tunnels? Or, I mean, are they like frogs? Because they're said to be kind of reptilian-like. And frogs can change. They can become a male or a female, whatever they need to do to produce offspring. Yeah. Do they need a mate to produce offspring? What's going on?
I am like, I don't know.
Yeah, Matt saying he's heard that they're sturgeons, which are extremely large fish, and I'm not really sure. Dell says something causes hallucinations. They do possibly use Uber, Matt. It is possible. Maybe do they have Uber in Scotland?
Well, they probably do have Uber in Scotland, but probably not a big enough one for one of these things. So I would safely bet that they're not taking Uber, but that's just my personal belief, so I do not want to offend anybody that strongly believes that.
They use Lyft.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is I don't even like thinking of like water snakes in lakes. So,
oh my, water moccasins? No, I'm not even down for that.
Yeah,
that's what they have in the South.
Logs, yeah.
I don't know. So do you? And if gun to your head, and you can't say it's a yes or no, do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
Gun to my head, and I had to choose one or the other?
Yeah, TikTok. What's your answer?
No.
No?
No.
Ah, Shay, but Scooby, just because Scooby and Shaggy found a robot
well,
one
you said
doesn't mean
gun
she's
to my
not
head, and it was yes or no. I would have to go because the scale tips a little bit more to the no. My old saying is anything's possible, but it's not always probable. The reason why I go more towards no is because it's, lakes. And although some of them get bigger, I'd be more apt to believe that something like that could live in an ocean,
yeah, and that's the thing
where there's more ocean than there is land, and so we don't know everything about it. We don't know everything that lives in it.
Yeah, so, and it's deep.
Yeah,
Loch Ness is very deep. It even has tides with the moon. It's it's such a large lake that it has tide. The moon affects it, and gun to my head, I'm going to say yes. I believe in lake monsters. Now, do I believe it's a prehistoric presence? Possibly. But, I'm fantasyful. Okay, I love fantasy. I love the possibility of it all, and I find it very intriguing.
Wow.
All right, so bust out some Bigfoot tales for us.
Okay. Well, I didn't actually look up any tales. But I just there's so many sightings and so many good sightings, bad sightings, however you want to look at it out there, that we've all heard the tales, and we all have heard what they look like, what they sound like for the most part,
Oh, are you going to do a Bigfoot call? Do a Bigfoot call. We all want to hear you do a Bigfoot call. Come on, do a Bigfoot call. Come on. Sasquatch is waiting.
You have a better chance of seeing God tonight than that happening.
Such a killjoy.
Yeah, see, they heard the echo too, so.
Come on, everybody. While she has echo, let's talk Shay into doing the Bigfoot call.
Jen, you've known me long enough. That you should know. I cannot be talked in to do anything I don't want to do.
Ah, damn Gemini.
I know, right? Most of my stuff is based on the U.S. area. I just wanted to keep it simple. Because once again, I have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to have some fun with it and do the best I can. So, you just want me to...
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Yeah, bust it out, sister.
Well, I know that Bigfoot sightings have been going back further than the United States of America exists. I mean, Native Americans had tales of them long before we ever came here. They, I don't know the exact year or anything because, a lot of that information was passed down through the tribes, but they definitely were seeing them, experiencing them. They said that, let's see, but in 1840, Protestant missionary Reverend Elkanah Walker recorded myths of hairy giants in Spokane, Washington. Native Americans claimed that they would steal their salmon and they had a strong smell. So that's when they first started recording these sightings. She was just recording the stories and recording, or he, I should say, I'm not, he. So they've been around for a long time. At least the stories have. The two top states for America. You want to guess? For the sightings of Bigfoot?
I'm going to guess... I believe Oklahoma is one of the top states. And I want to say Washington State, but I'm kind of leaning toward one of the Dakotas.
According to... Now, mind you, all different websites say different things, so I verified this through 3 different websites.
Okay.
Washington State
Nice.
is number 1. California is the second. But it
Really?
that's just in general. Those are where the most claims come from. It depends on if you break it down by how many people live in the state, how big the state is, but overall, those are the 2 most claimed.
Yeah, so my friends Del and Jan, who are in chat, they live in Washington State, and he put Oregon in Washington. And it's like, well, how could, I don't understand how California could be number 2 if Oregon's in between us.
Washington was number 1 on most of these sites, but 2 was runner-up. But again, I think that has to do with how big the state is, and if they go by how many people per state, then it's a percentage,
Ah, well, that makes sense.
So that's why I said, don't quote me on this, but Washington State came up on more than just the ones that I checked into. Now, Bigfoot sightings have occurred in all 48 continental states and Alaska.
Well, okay. Well, but in Alaska, is it a Sasquatch? Because it's it's off of Canada, and Canada they call them Sasquatch.
No, let's see.
Or is it a Yeti because it's in the snow?
Okay, so here are some names that I came up with. In North America, it's mostly called Bigfoot, but Pacific Northwest, Sasquatch, Himalayan area, Yeti, again, also Himalayan area, abominable snowman. Australia is a yowie. Skunk ape, southern United States. Grassman, Ohio and West Pennsylvania. And I could go on and on, but those are the big ones.
Man, if somebody could talk to him, we'd find out which one he prefers. And I think Yowie is a pretty funny name. Just want to say.
Yeah. I'm just, sorry, I was catching up in chat. So, let's see. Let's see. So, the first footprint that I could find, again, don't quote me on any of this, I could be wrong on every single point. Quoting me. Was 1958, Bluffy Creek Valley in Humboldt, California. How do you say that?
Humboldt, yep, Humboldt, and that's not too far away from where I live.
Yeah, that was in 1958. In 1967, and I'm not saying whether the footage is real or not real, I'm not getting into that. 1967, the first footage was caught on film by Roger Patterson and his friends. So there's some big gaps there, huh?
Yeah, well, both of those were in California, right?
I forget where the Patterson footage was. I don't remember.
Because I'm just wondering if they were, perhaps, there are other sightings that aren't as well publicized in other states.
There's sightings almost every day. That's why I didn't go into sightings. And
wow,
there's tons of sightings, and that would be just. I mean, I don't know. It's so. There's so many sightings, and people are going public about them that it's mind blowing. I mean, here's something funny for you. All right, in Harrison Hut. This is as of 2017. Harrison Hot Springs, British Columbia, in Canada. A man filed a lawsuit to legitimize and recognize the existence of Bigfoot.
I think I remember hearing that on the news.
Yeah. So,
Now that's some passion. That's, to me, knowing he's going to get made fun of, knowing he's going to get called out and called crazy and all this other stuff. He has to really believe in it.
Well, according to him, let's see. Hold on, I wrote down I saw it on a documentary.
You saw it?
Saw it.
I love it.
It was part of a documentary on YouTube. It was the best Bigfoot sightings of 2018. That's what it's called that I saw this in. But he says he has PhD and he has all PhDs and all this stuff and cops and mayors and to testify to try to do this. But here comes the skeptic in me. It also, the lawsuit, happens to coincide with his documentary Netflix release.
Oh, wah, wah, wah.
So, kind of, hey, Miss Kelly, kind of, I don't know. It just so happens to coincide with this release of your documentary.
It feels...
Which is why I'm not saying the name of the documentary or the guy doing it.
Yeah.
It's that, again, smells a little fishy to me.
Yeah. Little... too much. It's drawing attention. So that spoils my theory of why would he fake it and knowing it's going to draw attention to him. Well, that's exactly why it draws attention to his documentary, so he can make money. Yeah, kind of like the holy man saying he fended off Nessie. So agreed.
I'll give the man the props. Maybe he is doing it for the right reason, but if you're doing it for the right reason, dude, it was kind of bad timing because it just looks funny.
Yeah, agreed.
To me,
Yeah. I mean, he could have. Yet, from the other point of view, that would be the perfect time to do it. Because if you want to get the information out about your Netflix series or special or whatever documentary, why not try and go out and publicize it with a lawsuit?
Why not? Because I don't think lawsuits are a good way to advertise or get
Yeah, I'm not down for being lawsuit happy either.
It could just be bad timing. It could, so all of them. I picked this one, number one, because I'm lazy and it was easy. Number two, because there's a really good chance that these creatures exist. I mean, out of all of them, there's a good chance that, if.
So what do you think about Sasquatch or Bigfoot actually being some sort of interdimensional creature that accidentally slips through the dimensions?
No, I'm not for that.
What do you think about them being aliens?
I don't think that either.
You think that they are part of our dimension, part of their.
Yeah, if they're real, yeah, that's what I have to go with. Again, I've never experienced it. I don't research them for a living. I don't, but that's just how that's what I think. Yeah. Everyone is saying she doesn't buy it either.
Yep.
I mean, I think if it's real, if it does exist, it's just, it's some kind of animal.
Well, I believe in them too.
No. Matt said that I was talking to Matt, which I knew Bennington, Vermont, has quite a few sightings, and I think he said Whitehall, New Hampshire, has sightings. And there was a sighting of one when I did Madame Cherie's in West Chesterfield a couple weeks ago. There was a sighting right around that time. We didn't see it until after the investigation, and my sister sent me the post because we kept hearing noises in the woods, and I always joke, like I've said this before, I always joke, it's either Bigfoot or a warthog, New York. Thank you, Matt. So Whitehall's in New York, I think. So I knew he said it was on the border of New York and somewhere else and stuff, but and I always joke about it. I was like, it's Bigfoot, and actually the next day, she sent me the clipping saying Bigfoot was sighted right there in West Chesterfield somewhere.
Whoa! So it's possible.
But yeah, I've never encountered one, and nor do I want to. You know me with animals. I don't like.
Now
So here's a little study, and I don't know how many people were involved. I don't have much information on this. I just find it. So take this information or leave it. I just find it interesting. It's the Chapman University Survey of American Fairs in 2017. Okay?
Okay.
Paranormal beliefs. This is percentage of reporting. They either agree or strongly agree with these statements.
Okay.
All right. I know I probably screwed that all up, but this is what
wait, am I supposed to agree or strongly agree, or are you reading?
No. This is just
okay.
This is the people that did the survey.
Okay.
So 55, and I don't even know how many people took the survey.
I still think we should say what we think too.
All right.
Because it's important, our 2 cents.
55% of the people in the survey agreed or strongly agreed with ancient advanced civilizations such as Atlantis once existed.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Atlantis is real.
I don't know about Atlantis itself, but I believe there was some advanced civilization for sure.
For sure.
For sure. All right, so the next one. 52% of these people believed, I'm sorry, agree or, I'm just going to say believed, but it means they either agree or strongly agree with. 52% of these people believe that places can be haunted by spirits.
Yeah. Duh.
All right. 35% believed aliens have visited Earth in our ancient past.
Oh, yeah. And I've seen a fucking spaceship.
I have never.
Long pause.
I was going to make a joke, but I decided against it.
I swear to God, I saw one the summer of 1991.
Oh, I believe you. I've just, again, myself, I've never encountered one. But do I believe there's other stuff out there? Yeah, definitely. 26% of these people believed aliens have come to Earth in modern times.
Yeah, I agree with that. What do you? I mean, I strongly agree.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how or what or where, but yeah, I think, we're definitely not alone anyways. 25% of these people believe that some people can move objects with their minds.
Oh, yeah.
Now, did you hear that? They believe 25%. 25% of them believe that people can move things with their minds. Some people. So here's the next one.
What is it called? It's like,
Is it?
Oh, what's the scientific way of saying it?
Is it telepathy? No, it's
no.
telekinesis.
Telekinesis. Thank you. It was right there on the edge of my tongue.
Yeah, I said it wrong.
I totally believe in telekinesis. Not just the guys that make it look like they bend a spoon, but I totally think it's real.
I don't know on that one. I don't have an opinion.
See, Kelly's seen weird lights in Iowa too, Northeast Iowa.
Oh, really? I believe in it. I just haven't experienced it. And for me to say I believe in something that I haven't experienced is kind of weird, but I don't believe we're the only species, whatever you want to call us, because aliens aren't humans, so we can't be the only living beings. We just can't be. So that was 25%. Sorry, Jen and Kelly. 19% of these people believe that fortune tellers and psychics can foresee the future. But yet they believe 25% of them believe people can move things with their minds. I find those two numbers very confusing myself. I
think that's a bullshit answer, and I'm going to tell you why, because that's what I do. I think it's bullshit because people will come to other psychic mediums. They will pay for this. They will listen to it. They will say, it was shit. We'll have something happen the psychic said, and then won't admit it happened. Like
this is just 19% of these people.
Well, they are a bunch of closeted believers. That's all I'm saying.
I just find it weird that more people believe that people can move things with their mind than believe that there's some truth to psychics and fortune tellers. I was surprised when I saw those numbers, because you would think they would believe in psychics and such before they would believe that people can move things with their minds. Wouldn't you? I mean, I don't know. It just, that kind of confused me. But here's the last one, which is why I'm reading it. The whole thing. Only 16% of these people believed that Bigfoot is a real creature.
I just think that a lot of these people aren't being completely honest. What I'm wondering, what was the setting of the quiz? Were they allowed to? I told you
up front, I have no idea.
See, I mean, if they were being asked this by people and had to reply to people, I think a lot of them are going to lie. And Kelly wants me to point out that she wasn't sure what the light was that she saw over Northeast Iowa. She just found it
I'm coming back.
Unusual, and she couldn't explain. Well, that was important to her. And Dell says if you Google Earth, Eye of the Sierra, that you can see Atlantis.
Oh. The next clip are highlights from episode 10 on auras and grounding. Jen did an amazing job, so of course this has to be in here. She truly did an amazing job with this episode, and I appreciate it so much. Hello, welcome to the Skeptic and the Psychic with Shay Carroll and Miss Psychic Jen B.
Hey,
my
everyone.
messenger is going nuts. Sorry, I stumbled there. I know your name, and I know my own name, obviously, but big shout out to Michelle, first one in chat. Second one in chat is, of course, Wolf, but big shout out to the first one in chat always, so.
Hey, Michelle. Hey, Wolf. Hey, look, Shay's in there. I like that girl.
She's a bitch. Who are you kidding?
I mean, lady. She's not a girl. She's a lady. She's a lady with a potty mouth.
Well, yeah, it sums me up.
I asked if you, with your permissions, I'd like to send my healing master and my psychic surgeon, which are spirit guides, to help you with your headache.
It's not my headache right now. It's my stomach, but.
Well, they can help you with whatever you need as long as you, because free will, you have to say that's okay.
Oh, I know. Last Sunday, I have to give it, even though she's not in chat and she's busy, she might not be listening, I have to give a big shout out to Kelly McCarville, the love of our lives, both of us.
We love her. We love her so much.
Before we even announced that I was sick, she was PMing me. Oh my God, you sound like crap. Can I have permission to send you some Reiki? What's wrong? So I got through the show last Sunday, but it's been over a week with this migraine, and it's crazy.
Well, double Reiki should help it. Have you been drinking water? I know it sounds crazy.
Yeah, look.
Yeah?
Constantly. I get migraines, though.
Yeah, I hear you. I get them, too. And not so much since I started working with my gifts. Psychic Shay.
Don't think we dropped the F-bomb already. We're 4 minutes in. No F-bombs yet.
Hey, it's got to be said sooner or later. Kim!
This Kim. Hey, Kim.
We should say it together like Norm. Ready?
Yeah, like the
1,
cheers.
2, 3. Kim!
Everybody knows her name.
Where everybody knows your name.
Matt's hearing dollar signs in his head every time we sing a song that is not royalty free.
Oh, Matt, but everybody knows your name. I'm sure Matt's listening.
I get so confused, like, trying to look.
Well, let's not confuse Shay.
No. It's so easily done. Shay does not need to be confused.
Well, and tonight you're going to be asking me questions, so...
Oh, yeah.
I know I can't look at chat.
I'm chat girl tonight. All right, I got it.
In the hizzy.
To Sis Paranormal.
Nice.
Jewelry box and a couple necklaces and some Christmas cards, and I just want to publicly thank him.
Wow. That's awesome, Wolf. That's so nice. Showing Sis Paranormal some love.
Yeah, so.
I think that's real nice of him.
Yeah.
Real nice. So my birthday's in March, Wolf. And I like Harry Potter.
I like how you say wolf.
Do I say it weird? Do I say it with kind of a Okie accent? I probably do.
You say it like a dog would. Wolf. Wolf.
Probably. And you know what else
wolf.
I say? Something else I say weird is pen.
Massachusetts? Oh, wait.
That too. And there was another word I said I couldn't say the other day. and pat. Like, I don't say pet your dog, I say pat your dog. And that's all from being raised by Southerners.
Yeah, see, to me, that sounds right. That pet, pat, I can do both.
I mean,
from Mass and New Hampshire, it's kind of either or.
They're your pet, but you pat them. Right? You pat them on the head. You pat them on their.
I'm from Mass. I say everything wrong, so.
Well, I like the way you say your R's. It's real nice. Hey, boy, stop putting that word in the chat.
Massachusetts.
Just
say it short like I do. Massholes.
Well, I'm not from there. It could be offensive if I said massholes.
Oh, do you say Sunday or Sunday? I don't even know how to pronounce it different.
That's a good one. Sunday. I think I say it with a Y. Sunday.
Yeah, I think I pronounce Y's. It's R's I don't pronounce, right?
Well, you pronounce them right to me just fine. I like the way you say it.
Sunday. See, but then again, Michelle's kind of new here. Not new enough. We recognize her, so not that new, but I also pronounce bear and bear the same way. So people like, are you talking about you like drinking a beer, or are you drinking a grizzly bear? Like, there's no difference to me.
I'm drinking a grizzly bear. Bear and beer. I think.
See, ice cream Sunday and the day of the week Sunday is the same to me. So Michelle, you'll have to let me know.
Sunday.
It's
that's true. Yeah, it is.
It's not the first time I've been asked that either, so I don't know.
Well, just like night and knight. Even if it has a K in front of it, it's still night.
See, hey, Nicole, my partner in crime. Yeah, but everybody laughs at me. They're like, bear or beer. I'm like, it's the same friggin' word. No, it's spelled different. Well, coming out of my mouth, it's the same word. If you don't know the difference between grizzly beer and I'm drinking a beer, that's on you, not me.
I'm just saying, if Shay's saying it, it's definitely about sudsy beer, all right?
It's definitely about Coors Light, Bud Light, one of the two.
Yeah, it's definitely about something she drinks.
If I say I saw an effing beer, then you know.
It growled at her.
Yeah.
And has fur and big claws.
Yeah. So.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about grounding and using your aura. And I feel like this is a group activity. And the reason I say that is because, you guys have all heard me say that for a long time, I always heard you ground with your feet, you ground with your feet. And then I learned how to ground with my root chakra. And I was like, oh, this is how you ground. So I know I have videos on my YouTube channel, Psychic Gen B with one N. Shameless self-promotion. But I thought we'd talk about it. So if you are listening with somebody, grab them and put it on speaker if you got somebody close. Because I'm going to explain it to you the way it was taught to me, and you will be like so surprised. So before we learn how to ground, what you want to do is you want to stand up with somebody across from you. That's why I was telling you, let's get Kate. Let's make Kate help. Because I was going to have you do it to her.
Yeah, she's unavailable tonight. So.
Excuse me. So
try.
Not shoving, not pushing somebody down like they stole your lunch money or you're going to steal theirs, but just kind of give a little shove on that person's shoulders and have them do it back to you. And so I'll just describe what happened. I guess that's the best way. When we did it, well, a little shove on the shoulders kind of throws your body back. Just a little bit. You might kind of stumble. You might feel a little whoa, But so I'm going to give everybody a second to try it. Tell me when you tried it. I'm making you try it, so try it. If you're not going to try it, just lie to me in chat. She's just turning her head. She won't even look at me. She's shaking it and laughing. So it's just, a little love tap of a show.
Yeah, just a bear. I remember the story about your son, so that's how I know where you're going with this.
Well, when you do it, you'll feel what it feels like. Okay? Now, your root chakra. It's in a little bit of a different place for men than it is for women, but not too different. It's about, so if you know where your pelvic bone is, if you're a guy, it's about 3 fingers above your pelvic bone. If you're female, it's about maybe the width of your hand, so 4 fingers and a thumb above your pelvic bone. Pelvic bone.
Man, I have so many comments right now, but I am being so good.
I know. This is why we gotta play Dirty Minds.
Yeah.
So if you picture a source of energy, all right, it's in the middle of your body. She's laughing. She's trying not to spit out her water. You have a source of energy there. And if it helps to give it a color, it's commonly seen as the color red. And it spins clockwise. But this is interesting because is it spinning clockwise if it's from the back? No, I don't know. So energy moves. So it's a ball of energy and it moves. So everybody close your eyes real quick. We're going to visualize this. All right. She's covering up her eyes with her hands. Now, with a deep breath in, as you exhale, imagine, say, a fire hose. Okay, so imagine a fire hose going down from this energy spot. And if you're sitting down, it's going to go through your chair, through your couch, through the floor, through the soft dirt on the ground, down into the sand, down into the rocks, down into crystals, through magma, all the way down into the center of the earth. Now picture that fire hose wrapping around the center of the earth. After you do this, you guys can change whatever your grounding tube looks like. For me, I'm a water sign, so my grounding tube is fluid. It kind of moves around. If you're an earth sign, it may be better for you to picture it as a rock or as a tree stump. Shay, what would you picture yours as?
Well, I don't know what my sign is.
Well, just like when you imagine what is going to ground me, what's going to make me secure to the earth. She's thinking.
I don't know. I have no idea. You should have told me the right answers before we get. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's because it's going to be different for everybody. So, like my son, my youngest son, E, his is kind of a fluid, movable tube like mine is, but he sees his as red and green striped.
Yeah, see, I've never pictured that, so I have no idea.
I mean, mine, I guess, is kind of clear, but it has sparkles in it because I'm a little bit sparkly. I see them as being magic. So the point is it can be whatever you want. Because now what you're going to do is take that tube you've sent down and you're going to expand it so it's wrapped all the way around your hips. And pretend you're doing a hula hoop. Stand up and pretend you're doing a hula hoop. Come on, Shay. And you can feel the energy around you now. Shay, you're supposed to be participating so you can tell people how it feels.
Shay was very honest about this episode. Shay cannot do this live on air.
You can't ground? Okay, all right. So once you ground, and like I said, if you're pretending like you kind of in a hula hoop, you'll be able to feel that energy around you. Now stand back up and do the little pushing exercise again. But even if you didn't have somebody to do it with, you'll feel a different energy. You're now controlled controlling your body with your hips. I mean, as we all should do anyways. But because this tube is now surrounding you and really has you connected to the center of the earth. So what are your questions, Shay? I'm sure you got millions of them.
No, I'm with you so far. I'm trying to compare this to other forms of grounding and meditation and blah, blah, blah that I've heard. So.
And blah, blah, blah. I'm glad I have your support here, Shay.
You do, because I was very interested in hearing about this, but, it's just, I think it works differently for everybody. That's why I want to take it all in and before I give my opinion. I'm just, I'm with you so far, though.
So I know we're a little bit behind and as far as in when we can see or when our listeners hear us, but I'd like some feedback from the listeners if they've given it a try. I mean, can you feel the difference? Do you feel this energy? Because what this energy is doing is connecting you to Mother Gaia, connecting you to the earth. It is connecting your energy. Now, this is the thing about being grounded. Earth signs, so Virgos, Capricorns, Taurus, naturally grounded. If you have a lot of earth in your chart, which I do, I happen to have my rising sign and my moon sign are both earth signs. Those people are naturally grounded.
You lost me because I know I'm a Gemini, but I don't know earth, fire, sun. I don't know any of that. I was going to say crap, but I don't want to offend you. I don't know that side of it.
The signs are broken up into elements: earth, air, water, fire.
Yeah.
So, I mean, earth is kind of rigid. And fire, I would think that there's no explanation needed. It's given. And water, to me, water and earth are very similar water and air are very similar because water moves and changes directions and air does too.
All of those just describe me, so.
Well, you're fiery. Luna!
We've got Luna and some Mallory's here.
Mel!
Yeah, I've never heard this either. That's why I was interested in discussing it on air. And she knew coming in. The show's called The Skeptic and the Psychic for a reason, So,
yeah.
So
that's why, every individual is going to picture their grounding tube differently. They're going to need to feel that energy differently. And when you're picturing it in your mind's eye. You're imagining what it looks like. Is grounded to the earth. So they're able.
If that's natural. Yeah, The Skeptic and the Psychic, hence the show title. People hate mail yet. But I don't know if it's natural because it's not like they're born and then just jump up there at 200 feet and are doing it. It slowly
progresses, right?
Yeah.
But people who are just kind of have a knack for things like that, who, so if you trip a lot, if you fall over nothing, you're not grounded. If you practice grounding daily, multiple times a day, because
if you trip with no medical reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No medical reason. If you don't have, vertigo, if you, don't suffer from something that could knock you off balance, like an ear infection, then, but if you're just walking along and trip, if you're just one of those klutzy kind of people, or if you've been described as a klutz and it's not medical, it's honestly, it's because you haven't grounded your energy to the energy of the earth.
So let's ask a basic question for anybody listening that doesn't already know. What does grounding have to do with the paranormal?
Well, for me, I don't think it's paranormal. Now that I do it and I practice it daily, to me it's normal. I think it's put into the paranormal category by the muggles who don't see working with energy as a powerful
let's
thing.
rephrase. How does grounding help you in paranormal investigating?
Okay. Well, grounding yourself to the earth makes you more aware. You know, you're aware of your surroundings because you're now connected to the earth's energy. You're intertwining your energy with the earth energy. You're able to listen because the earth speaks to us all the time. I mean, scientists, the normal scientists have proven flowers have energy. Plants have energy. Trees sound like they're talking. And that's because they're so connected with the earth energy that the earth, the trees, the plants, the flowers are speaking through energy. Our bodies are energy. That's why our heartbeats show up on machines. We can rub static electricity, balloons on our head and our hair's going to stand up. That's energy, energy, energy. I'm curious, if you rubbed a balloon on a dead person's head, if their hair would stand up. I'm saying not a newly dead person, but maybe somebody who, their body has been empty for a while, doesn't have that spirit energy. Because
my guess would be
energy.
Yes, but that's the skeptic side of me.
Oh, I want to know now. But, I mean, our souls are energy. So when you're going out paranormal investigating, you're talking to energy. By grounding yourself, you're telling these other energies, I am solid. And that's just the first step. It's like a 2-part process because now you use your aura. You've grounded yourself and made yourself solid to the earth energy. And the earth energy, obviously, the earth being as large as it is going to be the most powerful energy that we can connect to in our physical bodies, being in our physical body. And then after you ground like this, you use your aura. And again, your aura is your energy field. And that you use that to protect yourself from other energies coming too close. And what you do is, now you're grounded, you're connected to the earth energy field, that your personal energy field, you can push that and your mind's eye see it as a circle around you. I have a friend that sees hers more of a triangle or a pyramid around her. I've heard of people picturing it as an egg around them. But by pushing out your aura and setting your intention to, this is my boundary. Like you were saying, when you go paranormal investigating, before you even start, you're setting your boundary with the ghosts.
Right.
You can talk to me this way. You cannot touch me. Well, what you're actually doing is you're pushing your aura out every time you set your boundary verbally. You may not know it like psychically or spiritually or however, woohoo, or this shit, however you want to explain it. But what you're doing is you're pushing your aura out and you're saying, you can't touch me. And so now you're just made a strong energy shield around yourself and they can't come through it. For psychically, I use it.
Here, show.
Hi,
Hey, everybody, say hello to Kate. Kate just came in. Kate is used to working Saturday night, not Sunday, so Kate just walked in and she's like, you have a show on Sunday? Yeah, it's called The Skeptic and the Psychic. It's every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific.
I have to remind my husband every Sunday, too.
Yeah, she rolled her eyes and walked out. She said, okay.
Whatever, Kate.
The sad part is that she's
whatever.
home every Sunday. I think she just got confused on the days. So there you have it. Those are the highlights, bloopers, the funniness, the craziness, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. So from Psychic Gen B and myself, thank you so much for tuning in every week, whether it's live or you listen to them later. And thank you so much for listening to our first pre-recorded show.
For more information regarding what Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram.